gaming franchises that really got me into video games, and today I want to go over the best games from that series, and of course, I'm talking about Final Fantasy. Now, some of the most recent games have fallen short on my radar, but here are what I believe to be the best Final Fantasy games.
5.
Starting with number 5 is actually number 8. Leading in the giant footsteps of Final Fantasy VII, it opens with an amazing cutscene of Squall and his arch-nemesis, Cypher. Now, the story is a bit confusing. They're at a school or something, and you switch to a separate set of heroes here and there. Now, yes, the story is a bit out there, but really, that's kind of a staple in the franchise. But the characters are great, with great designs, plus an amazing mini card game thrown in there, and the summons and villain designs were some of the best we've ever seen in the franchise.
4.
Number 4 is actually number 5. Are you confused yet? No? Alright, let's keep doing this. Final Fantasy V is, I believe, number 2, but not on the list, still just number 4. This game was the staple in RPG job classes for the franchise. Some would even say it influenced how job classes should have been done in all RPGs. It brought a much deeper level to creating the best team to saving the world. But most importantly, the job class system built in this game put down the foundation for Final Fantasy Tactics, which takes us to
3.
That's right! Final Fantasy Tactics takes number 3 on our list for branching out from the norm of its namesake and still being a great game. Turn-based battle RPG, job classes, and adding in actual maps to do combat in charge of moving your own characters, setting up your attack, and take down your enemies with a real strategy. It was Final Fantasy meets a game of chess, and a cameo from Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, but it's not time for number 7 yet, so now we go on to number 2.
2.
Actually, yes, it is time for number 7, and I bet you're surprised that it's 7 and 7 is not 1, but let me explain why Final Fantasy VII was the blockbuster of all RPGs. This was the game that showed every other developer how to make a role-playing game, and the technology at the time was amazing. The first time you summon summon. Now, yes, there wasn't much creativity when coming up with the names of these characters, but still amazing every time. Final Fantasy VII is so many gamers' favorite game. Everyone has a story to tell about it, from how they felt when Aerith died to finally being able to get Knights of the Round, or just finally beating the Pagoda Challenge after it took them hours and countless deaths. They kept turning me into a frog, it was stupid. But anyways, an amazing story with amazing characters. This game did so much, not just for the FF franchise, but for the industry and gamers everywhere. Thank you, Final Fantasy VII. Now where's my HD remix?
1.
Now for number 1. But will it be 10, 9, 1, 10, 2? Definitely no. Definitely not the 10, 2. But number 1 goes to 6, which was actually 3 here in America, but 6 on the PS1. Seriously, jokes aside, trying to keep up with Final Fantasy sequels is harder than tracking Rambo sequels. Seriously, how do you go from First Blood to First Blood Part 2, then to Rambo 3? It just doesn't work. Like that. Anyways, I digress. 3 had the best characters, you can't argue it. Each character had a deep backstory that wound up fitting into the overall story arc in ways that haven't been able to be duplicated. Each character was so different and the dialogue was amazing. Plus the villain, Kefka, yeah, he's one of the worst villains of all time. He doesn't want anything but just to see the world burn. And the mechanic to gain spells in this game was the best. See, depending on what Esper you had attached to the character, summon, each fight would get you a percentage. Now, once at 100%, you got to keep the spell permanently. Now, this is a game that even today, I would play over and over if I could. If you have never played it, find a way and do it. Trust me. So that was my list of the best Final Fantasy games today. But notice how no game here was a sequel after 8. Maybe that's because Square Enix has just kind of dropped the ball and can't make another good Final Fantasy, but here's hoping we can go back to the glory days of Final Fantasy being the end-all, be-all of RPGs. Let's just hope we never come across the final Final Fantasy. Guys, till next time, I'm the Joven Shire. I'll see you later.